Hello world. So UF Top Charlotte style. What's up? What's up? Look, I'm on this website called Event Hubs. It's shutting down. Event Hubs is like showryukin.com. It's a website for fighting games for fans who love fighting games. Hardcore fighting game fans. This site is shutting down. Says this: we are announcing the shutdown of the server for the Event Hubs forum. Sometimes in the near future, Event Hubs forum will no longer be accessible due to reasons outside of our control. First off, it is important to understand that this decision is in no way a reflection of how well Event Hub is performing. Although 2020 has been a crazy year, we're managing to do well because of support of our readers. We have all of you to thank for that. It goes without saying that there's a lot of history with Event Hub forums. To this day, over 6,700 users and have created over 13,600 topics and more than 162,300 posts. As time has gone on, the forum traffic has already begun to dwindle to the point that it's difficult to justify keeping it afloat, especially with the recent technical hurdles being thrown our way. In general, internet forums tend to see less popularity than they used to 10 years ago. So, Event Hubs was a good site, for people or for hardcore fighting game fans and, people that participates in tournaments and, they talk about different subjects and different topics on fighting games and stuff like that. And they would have gotten, then they would have gotten the news of any new games coming out or new characters coming to fighting games that you like. So it's just like it's just like showryukin.com. But with this pandemic thing, a lot of business are going belly up, which brings me to Sega too, because Sega, I find it, I don't want to call it coincidence, but Sega is also selling its arcade business, and it says here that Sega is selling its arcade business to Genda, a Tokyo-based company involved in arcade games rental and online crane games. According to Gigi, Sega Sammy Holding is selling Genda an 8.51% stake in Sega Entertainment Company, which is the company subsidiary that operates the arcades from an undisclosed amount. In late December, Genda will take control of over 200 Sega arcades across Japan. But I don't want to call it coincidence, but the Event Hubs and Sega, go figure. But you know what, with Sega, the writing was already on the wall, especially during the Dreamcast era. I remember playing Dead or Alive 2 in the arcade, and then playing Dead or Alive 2 on the Dreamcast. Look identical, they're the same. And then the same could go for, say, for Virtual Fighter, but the dagger came when Namco put Soul Calibur 1 on Dreamcast. That was the dagger, and the Dreamcast to me was the arcade killer. So that was a time for Sega to get out the business, and then the arcade started to dwindle after that because the home consoles were getting more powerful. From the Dreamcast, GameCube, PS2, and Xbox, those were powerful consoles, and you can get the same quality type game at home like you would do in the arcade. So, people were like, why am I spending 50 cents on a game in the arcade when I can just go buy the entire game and then play it at home, or even online. So the arcade business was in trouble once Soul Calibur came out, because the Dreamcast version was better than the arcade version, and that was the end of the arcades. The arcades would start to dwindle. It wasn't the same anymore. It was gone. So yeah, I just find, I don't want to call it coincidence, but I find find it interesting that Sega is selling its arcade business, and then Event Hubs is closing down. Both of them, So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they had a partnership with Sega. Who knows? But but that's the nature of business, though. Companies come, companies go. Only the strong, who has a solid foundation, can survive this economy, especially if they got like a nice user base and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah. Then they got advertisers and sponsors and stuff like that. So, but then with this COVID-19, businesses has been going So yeah. Maybe this was a good time for both Event Hubs and Sega. They were looking for a way out, and maybe this was the time to do it, versus staying there trying and trying to make something happen, but it's not happening. So this was a time for both of them to pull out. But anyway, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box so y'all can read it. Nice talking to you beautiful people. It's Chris. Knows the Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Board Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.